man. So the other day we went over Jones's ridiculous response to the conversation about him, Nas, ITT Waskruzi, Wyatt insane. Now he's responding, and now we have Joe Budden speaking on the situation too. I'm about to play that in Asakandi, but things first. Jim Jones is saying this right here, and he says, y'all do know after I get y'all and y'all feelings on social media, I go back to living a real life. Lol. L sidebar. Viral is a major tool in the business. Don't get stuck in yesterday's grind. D stay current. T my friend. Sui's trying to paint a picture that he trolling. Also he says right here. You got to learn how to bend the algorithm. Lol. Summer. I'm ready. Ready LOL. L New York City, New Jersey. What's up? And he also put out this quick little video. Pay this real quick.
I got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in my comments fighting for their life. And you know what I get out of all of this? I'm lit. Was I on your Explorer page this morning? Yeah. Mine's too. Summer Jam. You never know who's gonna pop up on that Summer Jam screen. I'm up. Thank you for all the likes and comments.
Okay, so lo and behold, Jim Jones saying that he got hyped, got passionate about the conversation because he was trolling, and Joe Budden feels the same way. He thinks there's no way that Jim Jones thinks that he's truly better than Nas in any way, shape, or form. We talked about that. So Pete, this real quick.
The ball, I know that's what you're talking about.
I didn't say that. I wasn't there. I
Watch your fucking mouth, nigga.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get focused.
Well, back to music.
Jim?
Yeah, gotta talk about it.
Jim Jones went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's. Oh, look, a topic and a topic.
Yeah. A little layered.
He went on Fat Joe and Jadakiss's podcast and had a lot to say about some dude on the internet that said Jim Jones is better than Nas and has more Billboard hits than Nas.
It was a little bit more than that. It was a young kid. I think I believe he was like 23 or something, 22, 23, and he was saying that for his generation, his era, they don't look at Nas. And he was like, our sense of fashion, all of that. Basically, to sum it up, he was saying Jim Jones was more impactful to them than Nas. And then, like the kids do, they start quoting, oh, well, look how many hits he got here versus how many hits he got here. So, and a lot of people took offense to that. I personally did not take offense just because of the kid's age, of the generation. And that's kind of what Jim was speaking to. Like, yo, I grew up, Jim was himself. He was saying he grew up on Nas, 93. This kid probably don't have an idea who Nas is. So he grew up on Jim. And I just think these conversations keep happening where it's pitting one generation against the next generation over not appreciating each other.
Well,
go ahead, let's hear it.
I think it's one thing when you're having a conversation with a 23-year-old, which, hey, nothing wrong with anything a 23-year-old say. They're fucking 23. I think it changes once you get in your peer group or around some elders, which is the conversation I was looking for from Fat Joe and Jadakiss. And they tried to course correct him, but he didn't want to hear that shit. When you get around people that know, you should just be aware of how you sound when you say something.
I think Jada tried to be as politically correct as possible.
He did.
Jada tried to be politically correct because Jim is like, yo, dog, it's like a sports conversation. Like the numbers are the numbers. So if you're saying that this person is amazing as an MC, but my accolades say something different, I got way more chart topping shit. And Jada was like, yeah, that's one metric. But in New York City with rappers, we don't necessarily go by that. We going by the niggas that we know get busy.
Wait, but Nas isn't just a New York City rapper.
No, I'm talking about, but Jada's saying to New York City rappers, when we start to evaluate and assess hip hop, we going by the niggas that get busy.
Okay.
Because that's where we come from. Niggas that get busy. Clue tapes, I don't give a fuck what your bop was. On a Clue tape, you had to get busy. Or you wasn't gonna make the Clue tape.
It's the same way Pusha T totally disregarded anything Travis Scott has to say because you ain't a rapper.
That is exactly what he said. He said, "Yo, to rappers."
Yes, Travis Scott is the bigger act, more hits, more numbers, more. But to the rappers, don't nobody give a fuck about what Travis Scott is talking about. So I mean, it's the same thing. Again, they tried to course correct him, but I think Jim was trolling. So I don't have much to say about it because I don't believe that Jim Jones believes that he's a better rapper than Nas, Pusha T, and Styles P. And those are the three names that he has said he's better than in the last year.
And I love Jim Jones, but
I love him.
yeah.
I love him too. I think all his albums is fire.
Yeah.
I think he's an icon in terms of the fashion
Culturally,
shit.
all
and
that.
yeah, but we got to stop the train at somewhere.
Nas is a good place to stop that.
Nas is a great place to stop that train for anybody.
Yeah.
And I think
But Jim has Nas smoke.
That's true.
Yeah, it has for a long time.
Yeah.
For a long time. So he ain't about to sit and give Nas his proper credit.
Also, from like a rapper standpoint, I want to hear the rapper say they're better than anybody ever.
That's different though. Like if you're a rapper, you say I'm the greatest. I ain't got mad at that. When you start naming specific people,
I'm not mad at that.
It feels weird to me. Also, he doesn't have more Billboard entries than Nas. That's the other thing.
I didn't check it.
He does.
I saw some people fact checking. He don't.
He does not, and it's not particularly close.
Yeah, it's not.
He doesn't have a bigger listening base.
I wouldn't have thought it was close, but again, I didn't check it.
It's not close, and
even if you remove features,
even if you get rid of
still
features,
not close.
it's not. It's just not close. I mean, you look at Spotify, and these are all metrics I don't like, but Nas has 9 million followers. I think Jim has like 850,000. I mean, the traditional metric. You look at Grammys. You look at street. I mean, I love Jim Jones. I love every album Jim Jones ever made, just like you just said.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're on the same planet. I don't think that they should be debating that.
See, and that's why it's smart for Jim to insert himself in these conversations.
Well, that's kind of what he was hitting at.
He said that too.
His latest, and he said it up here with us. His latest Instagram post, he was saying, "Yo, going viral was part of the gig today."
Yeah.
So basically, and he's like, "I understand today's game. So yeah, I'm gonna get up here. I'm gonna say whatever. I'm gonna go viral."
Yeah.
And make business off of it. It's the same shit he told us. I gotta play that game now.
But we also gotta, to me, we also gotta respect the culture and respect the history. I mean, I don't love that move. If you want to say I'm gonna go, whatever, every rapper has a right to say that. But when it becomes again about an individual rapper, to me, who is on the Mount Rushmore, or at least in everybody's Mount Rushmore conversation, I just don't like it. It just doesn't sit well with me. You know what I mean? Again, 23-year-old is one thing. You don't know no better. But grown ass men shouldn't be talking about Jim Jones and Nas in the same conversation.
I'm not talking music with no 23-year-old. That's my kid, or my little cousin, or like somebody that you got to have an N with me for me to
I
sit
talk
there.
music, but I don't necessarily want to hear.
Their thoughts.
No, I want to hear their thoughts on their
shit.
Their shit. Yeah.
Right. Unless you're ahead. Like I mean, we're sitting here talking earlier about
the list.
The list, and we're talking about people from different eras, but we listen to enough music to be able to have a conversation about Marvin Gaye or Aretha Franklin or Michael Jackson or Roberta Flack.
Still not the same.
It's not
Personally,
the same.
For me, I don't even. Even if they're ahead, even if they student of the game, whatever you want to call it, you wasn't there. It's not going to hit you the same. You're speaking from like looking just from the window looking in. You wasn't inside the house.
I respect that. So I'll have the conversation if you've done your homework.
Your perspective is a little skewed though,
for sure.
Because there's certain things you just will never get.
And they'll say the same
by
thing to
listening
us.
to the music. Yes,
Yeah.
and it's the same thing to us. That's why it's just hey, you respect whatever you feel, whatever you like over there, youngin'. You got it. I'm over here with this one.
I agree.
And I hate when niggas find one isolated person on the internet and make that person's thought
the voice,
a broad conversation.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many 23-year-olds say would agree. I didn't poll them. So got to be careful.
Because if you're 23, Ballin' came out in what, 06?
2006.
Yeah. So if you're 23, Ballin', wait, 2006 was how many years ago?
19. Almost
19 years ago. That means you were 4 when Ballin' came out.
But it's still research.
Yeah, but it's still
No, I get it. I'm just saying, like, I don't. This ain't even your era. Jim Jones ain't really your era like that. To me,
agreed.
That's all I'm saying.
It ain't.
Yeah.
Well, your Nas ain't your era for sure. Jim Jones still could be
because Jim is still active out here more.
Nas is
no, but I'm talking about more in like.
No, you might see Jim with Cash Cobain.
Yeah,
you might see Jim with some of the acts that resonate.
Current
with
acts.
Yes, that's true.
Nas is going to be with Nas is with Slick Rick and G-Rap and the Mass Appeal.
Nas
he's
is
doing legend
over
shit.
here doing some Coinbase shit and all like he.
Ring.
Yeah, he not
Putting out Grammy Award
Jim
winning
is at a
albums.
certain dollar amount. I don't care who you think is better.
that part too. I'm sure Nas is probably not very
Nas,
affected by
I don't
this
give a fuck about
conversation.
this at all.
Yeah.
with this.
What?
Although he is a competitive dude, so I think he would probably be like, he's still got rapper brain.
Yeah, but some
it's
shit you gotta laugh at.
Yeah.
If you're Nas, you gotta laugh at it. Like,
Yeah, rapper
y'all
brain
know.
don't just pop out when anybody say that they better than you, right? Like some of that shit get laughed away.
Yeah.
But the masses may, like I said, Jim knows how to play with the youth
Algorithm.
and the algorithm and people and the streamers. So that may make more noise than anything else.
Yeah, then him just dropping good music ain't gonna do it.
I just like Jim turning up on the Jadakiss Fat Joe couch.
And Jim consistently said, "Yo, my goal is a bag.
Yeah.
My goal is a bag. So I don't give a fuck if I got to get up here and say, yo, Big wasn't the best rapper. If it's going to generate some money for me,
I'll say it.
That's his goal.
He's playing that game, and that is a game that a lot of people are playing today. Most of them are younger, but he understands. Yo, just putting out a good album ain't gonna do it for me no more. I got to get y'all talking.
And he puts out a lot of good albums.
And he does.
But so does.
Okay, tell me something, Iman, because I have no idea why you would straight up do that, bro. Like KPO was straight capping. Straight capping. Capo. You can't be a capper. Are my boy? Why? But it is what it is. He's trying to paint a picture that he was trolling for attention. You know, doing the things that the young ones do. I guess that's why he relates to the ones, right? You know, to just troll all damn day on social media. You can't believe a damn thing that comes out of their damn outs on apps. So hey man, he says he's playing thief. I guess it's sense. What do you all think about that, bro? I honestly don't think the slander is worth it. You know, I'm not making myself look like a fool for some views. S, Yokono, W, not purpose. I may make a mistake, E, Yokono W, or have a bad take, E. But I'm not going to just on purpose make myself idiotic. You feel me? I could get mean silly, but not in that way. But hey, let me know what you have to say in the comments section below. I'm going to get up out of here though. This is another update with Stas. Yo.